Hey guys, it's me Yellow, back with another video, and today, we're back on some Eden's Gardens Academy. And as you know from the last video, what had happened is now we're forced to do a murder. This is actually a doll, this is not a real lady whatsoever. It's based off of a true event that happened. This is the ultimate teacher's aid. I don't know why he put her body in the, whoa, what is that? I don't know why he put her body in the, what's it called? In the janitor's closet. But right now, things are actually turning out. This is the people who we have to investigate with. As you can see down the hall is some. So yeah, let's get right into it. Body. Captors gave us a lot of information about the victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. Damn it, it's just a doll, Damien. Stop hesitating. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody and indescribable pulp. Quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll, there's no reason to be afraid of a doll. Alright, bloody knife, let's analyze that. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. Safe to say that this must be the murdering weapon. Bloody knife had a truth bullet. Fingertips, let's look at the fingertips. There's blood on her fingertips. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there were dried blood underneath them. Why were there blood underneath her nails, but not on the rest of her hand? The victim's hands have been added to the truth bullet section. Let's check the gun. The initial sight of the doll shocked us so much I completely overlooked the rifle. Inspecting it, now I realized something. The victim was stabbed. Why is there a rifle near her body? That rifle. Could just step back a bit. I'm curious about something. What? No, before I could finish my sentence, John walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. Hey, you're messing with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released a magazine with the gun. Surprising ease. Eh? From the top of the magazine, loaded bullets. That's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around, but I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Better than him holding it. Damn, a loaded gun. What's going on with the killer's head? Why bring a loaded gun to the crime scene and not even use it, unless that gun was purely for intimidation? That's not very logical, but it'd be a twisted game to play with the victim. Assault rifle have been added to the truth bullet. Right. Can't analyze that. That's the body. Can we look at the face? Girl's been stabbed repeatedly. Pierce her heart. She died from blood loss. Probably killed so quickly. Suffered slow death. It's messed up. Capture. Check inside the closet now. So we can go check inside the closet now. Alright, stand up. Let's go inside the janitor's closet. Alright, got more teammates in here. Let's go. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. It was the last place I wanted to go dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. Alright, we can look around. The shelf. Let's start with the shelf. The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspected them, lifting each towel to check for anything underneath. We had guys suspicious about them. Now this has had to be the chemical. Was a bucket, pretty typical thing, fell inside the janitor's closet, but why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside except it's the smell. It smells like bleach. Bucket had been added to the truth bullet. Bleach bullet. Check it. Area around me before I think about doing that. Okay, so kind of rushing. What's around me? the back of the closet. What am I missing? Anything on the walls? Oh, I talked to them then.
Check it out!
Hey, check out what's behind this door. Saying that, she stepped away
Right.
from the corner. It's a ladder. Does not seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to the attention again?
Dude, not cool.
I'm disappointed in you. What?
So hackneyed.
You called the thing a ladder? Sounds like a step ladder.
Seriously?
Aren't they practically
Pardon
the
me.
same thing? I have to agree with Miss Henry. Everybody knows the ace investigator must record this evidence as accurately as possible. What certainty with the victim want? Blah. Hey, guy doesn't get my reference. This is no fun to be around. I'm gonna check out the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. She already out of here? Did she even investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? That's actually something to notice because with the stepping ladder, this bucket right here, and they talked about chemicals on top. You could have set it up, propped it up. She opens the door, boom. Let's talk to her now. There might be more clues around here. There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check this entire closet for evidence. No thanks, a person like her probably. Alright, have fun with that. I feel like she's gonna be good this whole run. I don't think there's
It's
any
for
bad
the
in her.
best.
We must make every effort to examine this crime scene as thoroughly as possible. Not for the sake of entertainment, the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? It was what was Tablet said, though I'm skeptical about the validity of the statement. I can check the back now. I should be able to. There's no way. This at the top? Clock, okay. There's a clock above the door that doesn't seem like it works. Looks like that everything around here. I should check out the other end of the room. Damn, three niggas back here too. This was packed. Camera. It's another surveillance camera. Is the guy on the speakers watching us through it? It's the thought that made my stomach turn. So I can't really that's the only thing I could do on my own, so I gotta kinda talk to these people.
Gotta
Start with
stay one
Desmond.
step ahead.
I checked all the corners. I checked all the containers on the shelf. They all full, with exception of one. Bottle of bleach. Bleach? There was a bucket in the closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing's supposed to make a real crime scene. That's crazy how much effort has been put into this. I can't even think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I ever. Let's start with the bitch. And I apologize, but this girl is bitchy. You can't tell me she's not. That security camera is brand new. Now that she's mentioned it, it does look out of place. You'd think it would gather dust like the other items in here, but it recently got cleaned or something. My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech. Typical schools spending more on security than education for their students. I assume this is even the academy's doing. Then let's talk to the master blacksmith.
Golly.
These shells are really enjoying. Take a look. Some of these cleaner brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s. You recognize them? Cause of how I use them. I would use that.
How should I put it?
Old chemicals do the job better, since there were fewer regulations about what was poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the fuzz, eh? I'm sure they don't scare her. I'm sure they don't care about her black marketing cleaning supplies. Ding dong, ding dong. Alright everyone, that's time. Look at all you. Investigating the crime scene so well, it's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. Might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Class trial? What the hell does he mean by that? Sound like that's the end of our investigation. If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. My apologies if I keep yawning and stuff. It's 1 a.m.
Come off the grass.
Oi, what the hell was class trial? Your guess as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, we're going to court. Court?
What?
He's going to put us on
Listen to
trial. Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we
Just
found.
saying.
It makes sense for our current situation of investigation. Clues, files. What else could that stuff
Well
be
put.
for? Good point. I don't seem oddly familiar to court procedures. I mean, it does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyways.
Wait a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right? He must be referring to that room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably, yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go get our butts over there. She kept treating us like dumb game. If we really were going on trial, what's gonna be a nuisance to deal with?
Okay.
Why? Might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. Let's have no choice but to go as well. Let's get move on. This is the door out. Courtyard. Class trial. First one of the day. Let's go. First one of the day. Talk to her real quick. Toshiko. How do you remain so stoic at all times like this? Aren't you worried at all? No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high stakes murder. It's just a dummy, that's it. Yes, quite. I completely concur. She obviously faking it without even looking at her face. I can tell she's sweating bullets. Well, get your ass on. That nigga's gonna start zapping. He's gonna start zapping. That nigga's gonna start zapping. Okay. I'll start capping. When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people already
Check
bickering.
it out.
A big tree, Eden's Gardens Academy overused religious symbol is time. I really hope we get let out after
Oi,
this.
you.
Can you confirm, liar chick?
Hmm.
Why are you asking her?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her
Am
talent.
I hearing you right?
And I'm making her one of the bad guys? Who would want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? I bet she's the one who brought that gas bomb onto the
Really?
train. And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever.
If no one else is gonna say it.
If all you needed was a mask to protect you, then. Hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. This helmet got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No, the liar chick's totally sus. Just look how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that body was a dummy, then she poked it in the face. That's not
Deal
normal.
with it.
I told you it was my intuition.
Ugh.
Intuition, my ass.
Your horses.
It's not unbelievable. My gut told me she was we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder.
Any clue?
Where's the elevator supposed to be again? That's right, there's meant to be an elevator around here. All I see is Tree of Ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here. Maybe we're being played for fools. Alright, we can move around, right? Alright, I'm going straight to E. I feel like this is where the elevator is. It's not. Why? Statue. At the base of the tree was a marble dust. depicting a figure of a creepy mask. There's cracks all over the mask. One of the eyes was even missing. How old must this
What
thing
you
be?
doing?
You notice that statue, don't you?
Huh?
Huh? Oh yeah.
All right.
What's up with the statue?
Hmm.
There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on
Look,
it. The mask is broken. Mask is broken. There's a
But-
piece missing. Is that weird? The statue is probably like super old. It makes sense to be cracked
I'm
and stuff.
talking.
No, this definitely seems intentional.
Wait.
Like the crappy on purpose? Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know,
What about?
maybe if we find the piece and place it back on the statue, maybe something will happen, like puzzle solving game. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
easy.
You say we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Hold on to your butts, cause I got an eye for a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a con. Never mind. With that, everybody started to look around and search the tree. Some people inspected the tree itself, others searched around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hand. Oi! Everyone, I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was
Nice.
holding. Nice! That must be it. What should we do with it? Stick it back in the
Leave it
mask?
to me.
Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Soybean.
Back off. Back off, Hercules. You ain't the one who found it. Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask. And then
Fail.
nothing happened. Oh, that was anticlimactic. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly.
Oh, golly!
Oh shit!
Are we about to die? Cutscene, 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 oop, cutscene, 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 oop, 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 oop. Wow.
Oh.
Yo, I was right.
Whoa!
What? That actually worked? A fucking secret passage in the tree. I never thought I'd see that. The tree of knowledge, as simple as sentence, intuition, and understanding, exist here only as a barren replica. The tree of ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. Justly so for ignorance, as aspires to be seen wisdom.
Game over, man! Game over!
Oh god, he's spitting random philosophy. We're so fucked. Will this take us to the elevator?
What about?
There's
Dot,
stairs
dot,
at the
dot,
front of the
question mark?
opening.
Yep.
That's what we're waiting for to explore.
If I may ask.
Why the such
Duh.
rush? I want to get home.
Elementary, my dear.
If we get over this, we'll get out quicker. Simple math.
Sure.
Fair enough. So, we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approach the opening of the tree. Alright. Ascending into darkness. This is an elevator. See, the elevator is underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumbling, the elevator began to descend. We stood in silence, 16 worried about strangers plummeting. 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were after all. Random people down in this horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's game. A fake crime scene investigation and creepy statue in the elevator in the tree. None of it was the work of your average kidnapper. This has something much bigger, and in no way connected to Eden's Garden Academy. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors opened. In front of us was a large circular hall, supported by marble pillars. The center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give further instructions. And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course.
Back off.
Not this zapping shit again.
Miss.
Just face it, Miss Madison. To go along with his demands. Looks like a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. Don't have all day. There was no avoiding it at the Sumer places. Let's go. It's trial time. Scanning the faces around me. Everyone wears similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. Didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some insane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. All we could do is move forward. We had the hope for an escape. A way to run from this place. We had to solve this murder case. This thing is low-key spitting. Would you like to save your game? Fuck yes. Would you like to overwrite the safe spot? Fuck yes. Okay. Let's keep it pushing. Okay, no. Stop. You trinket. Alright. Truth bullet. So I got tablet, bloody knife, assault rifle, bucket, victim's hand. So let's go over tablet, victim, so this is just her death report. What's up knife on the scene? AK, fully loaded, blood. Bucket found lying inside the janitor's closet. There's dry blood underneath the victim's nail, the rest of her hands are clean. Alright, we're playing this on hard, it's difficult to remember, so hope I don't get... Let's hope I don't get done in. Class is in session.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Ah! Somebody get me out of here! What happened to her? Oh shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead bicker, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Holy shit, the people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing? I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy! We're here to solve a mystery!
Yeah, who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
Either all these things are short
It
or
listed her wounds,
Wolfgang
yes, but
Benny
it
is
didn't
tall as
explain how
hell.
they were
Benny
inflicted.
looks like he's pushing 6'7".
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to!
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. During non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine what statement must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you've been armed with truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets are relevant to the debate and will be loaded to your truth cylinder. Use the mouths to aim the reticle and press the right key to fire. Okay. You'll want to aim for the words highlighted in gold. Those are the weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered, and use the correct truth bullets to destroy the relevant weak spot. If anything are flying too fast, use the spacebar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow them down. Speaking of time, be sure to not run out of it. It's the automatic game over. Not that someone of your caliber would ever fail. Anyways, press the F3 key to revisit these controls whenever you wish. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. Alright, how do I cycle? Non-stop debate, let's go. How do I cycle? Is it scroll wheel or something?
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Okay.
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
Wait, actually, what?
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene.
I clicked left.
But the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun!
Oh, right click. Oh,
That's right.
fuck.
There
It's
was
right
a
click.
gun. You hear that, lawyer man? She agrees.
Oh, shit. The loudest voice in the rooms aren't always the smartest. Fortunately, it's for an unformed argument side.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
Oh,
Let me finish talking!
damn it. I should have said that. Okay.
The mystery
I
was
fucked up.
never about who
I
killed
was right, it
Kara,
was bloody
but
knife.
how she died.
Okay.
Is that true?
This is just getting the hang of it, guys.
Objection! It's obvious what the murder
Weapon was bloody knife.
was.
Oh.
Let me finish talking.
The mystery was never about who
Oh,
killed
okay.
Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
I get it now.
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene. But the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood?
Damn it, I missed my chance. Nigga. Game over. Oh, I'm out of time. Alright, let's go. Gotta
The
restart.
mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene. But the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun!
No, that's wrong!
There we go. We in there.
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
Alright, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If the gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
Alright, so we're going to another, what's it called? Debate point. What's the actual murder weapon? The door, the ladder, the bucket. It was the knife.
I got it. The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Why so Cam's razor gotta ruin everything?
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
Hey, it's getting up too fast. I need to say something. Alright, let's turn off auto. Back in there. Non-stop debate. Alright, what two bullets we got this time? Tablet assault rifle victim's hands. Okay.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
Okay, it's the killer. Okay, I get it now.
Are you out of it?
I apologize.
To
So it's the
reiterate,
tablet.
both the
Let's bring back up the points about. Oh my gosh.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
I'm panicking this time. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll get the hang of this.
If the gun is broken, then the killer.
No, that's wrong!
No. Okay, the tablet. We have to bring back up the tablet facts.
Stop
And
that
what
thought
it
right
says.
there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With the knife.
Yeah, I feel like the girl grabbed the
The
gun.
reason they
That's
didn't
what
use
I
the
was
gun
thinking.
is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
Damn, she got called a
That
bot.
girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Also, the what's it called? Acid. That shows that the victim attempted to fight back. Okay. Oh shit. Victim's hand. Victim's hand. Victim's hands.
This is it. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if
She
that
couldn't
killer
see straight.
stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
No, it happened all in the
I think
janitor
you're getting
room.
ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
That would make no sense. There's no
If that
blood.
happened,
blood
shouldn't there
drag.
have been streaks of blood
Nope.
on the floor
Mhm.
or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in...
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on.
That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just... You know...
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Definitely something we're missing. That explains how the victim was overpowered. It's because she couldn't see. Yeah, I know I'm not the only. I know I'm the only one who can figure it out. All right. Let's talk about agreed points. During the last non-stop debate, you have noticed some faces were blue. You weren't expecting that, huh? Those faces are called agreed points. They are counterparts to weak spots. As the name would suggest, agreed points align with evidence you've gathered. You can use your truth to still prove it correct. Maybe you're in a closet. Yeah, let me tell it and shit. If you see the truth. Good luck. Alright, now stop the debate. What we got in the chamber? Bucket, tablet, victim's hands. I have to go with bucket. We need to still turn this debate around.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she
It's a
shoot?
tablet. You have to use the tablet to prove the back.
I bet that girl didn't even
see and shoot that part with the tablet. Yep.
I got it.
You don't know anything about the buzzer causing the chemical yet. You only know the fact that the tablet exposed that there is chemicals above her
John
eyes.
actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on.
There we go.
According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible!
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds. Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in, the motive?
You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
Really stripping about this. I need to get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from the subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put this... What's it called? Something fire. Click too fast, my fault. Tablet bucket Victor's hands. He needs the bucket.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container? There were a bunch in the
That might have been
closet.
it.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
Nah, yep, I was right. Container. It's a container.
Well, if
At a container.
Alright, moving past it.
Grace.
Once I get the hang of this thing, I'm finna start first trying these bitches. You finna see.
well,
I think it's been like
What about a
wowzers.
container? There were a
Oh
bunch.
my gosh.
Grace.
Alright, let's go.
well,
Into another.
What about a container? A bunch in
I
the closet.
hit shift instead of spacebar.
Grace.
There we go. This is a run.
well,
Into another.
What about a
There we go.
I got it.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
Stepping stool.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns.
Sorry.
However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference.
You can just bring it up.
The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
I wanted two things for the bucket to be above and spill on her, and to kill the victim. In other words, we need to bounce the bucket, but on what?
I got it. I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
Once that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Was there anything on the crime scene that would have used a boost? If I answer that, it will add further credibility to my theory. Watch selection. Boom. Yep. There.
This is it. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point! Occam's razor!
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knick-knack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
Inside the room.
I got it.
In the back, so it's all dark.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but... Let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds! No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
I agree with you, dude, but you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense. No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud, you seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Well, things really getting emotional. While you've only been using logical arguments to further this trial, so far it might be a good time to change your approach. Introducing Pathos Mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E or LT. Pathos statements will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Find a weak spot and directly contradict the pathos statements and fire. A successfully powerful emotional argument, something. Now look out for pathos statements. While you'll always be able to advance in the trial using pure logic, emotional arguments can also lead to some unique conversations. Let's up debate. Let's go. Gonna hover over them and hit E. Followed by nice assault rifle bucket victim's hands.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that?
Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to shoot.
There's no reason to
trust you. Can I eat?
If you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Justified, or was it truly unforgivable? F3. Hold. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
There is no way.
Do that. There's no
reason to. I'm holding.
If you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Alright, I had the lawyer, so it's called truthfully, right?
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the crime scene they left behind.
This killer
Dead or alive deserves to be brought. But how can we do that? There's no reason. You
have no.
So says the ultimate liar.
to kill so easily.
There is no way. Take it, ship. You expect me to this
The sadistic killing of one of humanity's.
We shouldn't make a lot of the killers. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind. What's wrong with that? Is there a second?
To kill
Kara so easily. There is no way. Take
Good pill, man.
Fuck, I missed my chance. I think I have to take it, then I have to shoot it back either at him or shoot it back at Glasses.
You have no. Says the ultimate liar.
There's no reason to trust you. We shoot that.
To kill Kara so easily. There is no
reason to trust you.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I knew we had to use it. Look at stir. So use purple to shoot the gold.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
Hey!
If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Thank you all for your support.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're Disembodied Voice! We've figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together. Let's dig into it.
Time to bring the trial to an end. It's time for the closing argument. During closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Since the class has relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comments are already complete. But it seems like your peers have glossed over small details, judging by those gaps in the story. To fill those gaps, you've been provided with a collection of stock panels. Use WSD to navigate the stock. Just display this panel. Hover your mouse over the relevant gap and press the left key to expand. Your start to do your selection. Simply put spacebar again. Don't forget Q&E. Those are hyperlinked pages. By the way, gaps will be thorough a hit if you ever open them. If you ever need to revisit this information, the control panel is only one F3 away. I'll stand up straight, fix that tie, we got a case to close. Alright. Where the killer hide? In the janitor's closet. Space. That. What was the victim carrying? Open the door. Okay. How did the killer reach the door frame? Stepping ladder. The killer put a bucket into the fight. How's your trap triggered? There we go. I'll go back. That. How do I get more material? How do I get more material? Okay, got new parts. Assault rifle. So that there. The clawing at the next part is gonna be at the end, obviously. Alright. And then right here we're gonna go for this. Look at that. We're gonna do that.
I got it.
I didn't do that bad on time.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That shit scared the shit out of me.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over.
I'm not gonna lie, this nigga's an Eisen type villain. Sorry if I haven't been talking much.
After completing the
speaking.
setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch!
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
We're gonna meet this nigga. Okay. Face to face.
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Oh, he's gonna be on a chair. Smoke. Okay. I knew he was gonna be wearing that mask. I knew it. I just knew it, bro.
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
The person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game!
Killing Game. End class trial.
Well done.
Or you can call me Tozu for short. Hey, what do you mean Killing Game? I think... Oh. Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning. It is. This is only the beginning. I also think this is an amazing spot at the end. So, that was the trial, first trial. That was trial number 0. I realized during the recording I should probably have my camera right here, so I'll have like that from the rest of the face cams for this type of video. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I liked it a lot. It was pretty nice putting together the what's it called. I kind of struggled a little bit because no first time doing class trial like that. Didn't really know what to do, but hey, next time we're gonna get into it. So let me save the game. Oh. Hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. It's me, Yellow. Peace.